Hello there. This is going to be a very exciting build and review. Well, I say build, but what I'm going to technically do is I'm going to show off what I've got here and basically cut to different times. So I'm going to build one section and then I'm going to actually show that off here. So you'll kind of get a sort of time lapse, right? Cutting to different points of progress for this build because it is going to be a bit of a challenging one. And what am I talking about? This bad boy. That is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. And I am very excited. This is, of course, from the 2002-2003 Godzilla films. However, it has been painted to be like Neon Genesis. So yes, it's a lot of different parts. As you can see, this is why it's probably going to be a bit of a challenge. So there's not much to look at right now, other than the cover art. Let's take a look at some of the art that's on the side of the box. Set that aside. I keep tripping over. Okay. That. That right there is what it hopefully will look like at the end of this. So, that's going to be it for this segment, and we're going to jump to the next part. Hopefully, I will have some completed coming up soon. Alright, so a quick update. Yes, I'm wearing these because it's cold, and I still need to be able to work on small things like this. And a few other projects, so it keeps the fingertips free. But it's still cold in this house despite having the heating on. I digress. I am about halfway done, or at least a third of the way done. So we got the head, that was one section, torso came in two sections, and then each arm was a section. So that's basically his top half. Oh, there we go, kind of center it. And it looks very nice. You know, everything, this kind of moves around. You can position the head differently. You can kind of... I'm not going to really mess with the hips just yet in the midsection because there's still a few fragile pieces. But, the arms, everything moves. So that's very nice. I got to anchor down a few of these wires. These hoses here need to be anchored down a bit. A lot of, so far, what I can say is good. Nothing requires glue. Everything snaps together quite nicely. Sorry, cement, not glue. So it fits together very snug. However, a few criticisms is that a lot of the parts seem fragile. Very fragile, more so than other kits. Like here, I have not completely finished this yet, and what I mean by finish is like the surface. I had to really super glue this because it snapped. It snapped so badly that normal model cement did not work, and so I had to just straight up super glue and set it like harden. So that was something that was very difficult to deal with. And then a lot of these were sub-assemblies, so you assemble this part, that part, and then you snap them all together. Sometimes when you're pushing the arm into the socket, because the fitting for the ball joints is very, very snug, it almost feels like the arm's going to break in your hand, so you have to be very careful, very careful. Now, I did make it somewhat easier. Where'd that bottle go? I literally took some oil that I use on my instrument, on my saxophone. I literally took some of that oil and just put a little bit inside the ball joint to kind of help slip it on a bit easier. So it helps to have something like that when popping them into place. I'll have probably a few more things to say about it, but that is all for now. I will catch you in the next, sort of time skip forward to when I have probably like the legs and the tail finished. I'll see you then. Alright, and we are back to the final little subsection of this video. So, I finally finished him. Let me bring him out. Stand him up. There's the top view of him. Okay. There he is with the shoulder cannons mounted on there. Try to center this a little bit. That in all of its glory. That is beautiful. So yes, everything, you do have a lot of movement here. In the arms, the legs don't move as much as you would think. They are very grounded, which is a good thing, the cannons, I did believe that these kind of rotated a bit. So yeah, you can kind of change the angle on them. Alright, and you can actually take them off, right? You can take them off, and then you can add more dorsal fins into his back, which, let me real quick do that. Let's see. You have to kind of go with the shape of the inserts here. Help you really guide the proper ones into place. This one is in the center. This one goes on the other side. Oh, I had it upside down. Ooh. No, but a lot of what I said in that, again, in the first time skip when I had his torso, a lot of that still applies here. A lot of things fit very snugly. However, there is an issue with flimsiness or brittleness. It was one of these feet. I think it was this one, right? It gave me this whole foot and ankle subsection, this area. It went together fine, but on this side, his right leg, it gave me hell. I had to basically take several of the parts and actually, again, super glue them together to actually hold their shape. They were breaking on me. It was not fun. But other than that, everything fit together very nicely. I anchored these down now. There were some issues with the vertebrae. I think one, like right here, I tried inserting the ball joint and it snapped, like the little stem of the ball joint. So I had to kind of fix that. Thankfully, it went together and it has not failed since. So, yeah, this was built in like 3 subsections here, and then the rest of these smaller ones were individual joints, individual sections. So yeah, very nice. You can also, if you open these up, these little side pieces here on the legs, you can add, optionally, these little booster rocket pieces, right, that go with these back here, and also the boosters on the bottom of the shoulder cannons. So it's very sensitive to kind of get in here because I got fat fingers. Come on now, don't do this to me. Ooh, come on. See, this is what I mean. It feels like I'm gonna break something if I press too hard, and that's like the nerve-wracking thing about this model, is that you press too hard, you might get one piece together, but you might break another two. There we go. And like that, he has an extra little booster rocket. What was the other option? Oh yeah, opening up the chest piece here. I do believe this is based off of the first version. So if we're talking Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, or Tokyo SOS, so the 2002 and the 2003 version, I think this is the 2002. So this is going to be the absolute zero cannon that it's based off of, right? Let's kind of face this proper for the camera, right? So you can open that up, and that's pretty cool, pretty nice. I got that sticker. I didn't really point that out earlier. Finally got that sticker to stay on there, the EVA sticker. You can kind of see faintly on his chest. You can also, there's in the booklet, you can change out the yellow eyes for red, you know, to sort of simulate that possessed mode. You can, what else can you do with this? Option-wise, really, it is just down to the rockets, the eye color, chest position, and the shoulder cannon. Those are really the only sort of, you know, change out parts. But as it stands, I'm probably just going to leave him in the sort of standard position, kind of like right now, with just the dorsal fins, yellow eyes, and so forth. Pretty standard. You can also open and close the jaw. Yeah. So you can have him kind of roaring at his opponent. So, yeah, some pretty neat things here. Everything moves. Yeah, the tail has a lot of great flexibility, posability, and all in all, despite the few critical issues at certain points, like I said, the hips there, tail vertebrae, and one of these feet, those were the only snags in this build that I had. So I would say this is more of an intermediate build because there is no real need for any cement or painting. However, you just have to be careful with some of those parts. So, yeah, I would recommend it if you're a bit more, you know, not like a professional could probably do this with their eyes closed. I'm no professional. But if you're a beginner, I would say this is recommendable because there is no cementing, no painting. However, take it slowly, read the book like 3 or 4 times before you put stuff together, you know, each step of the way. I don't know. This is kind of an all skill level thing. It just depends on how delicate your hands are. Mine are not too delicate, which is why I had those issues. But I mean, then again, I'm talking from a standpoint of a Godzilla fan. Of course I'd recommend this. It's Godzilla in Evangelion. What's not to like? You know, the moment I heard about this existing, I heard it from a video actually. I can't remember what video it was about that they mentioned this. The moment I heard about this thing's existence, I'm like, I have to have it. So I will add it to the collection of Godzilla figures I have back on the bookshelf. He shall rightfully take his place next to, what's the only other Millennium one? I have the Final Wars one. Not the same movie, but I'll put him next to him. Same era, at least. So, for those of you that tuned in, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this guy interesting. I might look for other models similar to him. I haven't really done Gundam models before, but might get into that a little bit. But I hope y'all are doing well. I'm going to have to go back to school here soon. The winter break is coming to a close. I hope everybody had a good winter break and New Year. and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.